Okay, now it's recording. I'm sorry. Continue, Adriana, please. I don't mind people who are.
Um, I don't mind people who are, I don't know.
Toxic.
Okay.
No,
Or
I'm not
jealous.
really.
Or
I'm not
some,
that into.
eccentric, pushy, dramatic,
Push.
stubborn,
Well, I don't like drum. I
dramatic.
actually don't like people that are dramatic.
Very
So
good.
I mind.
So you mind, that's correct. Perfect. Very good answer. Very good answer. Cynthia.
Eccentric.
Very good. What about I like people who are?
I like people who are intelligent.
Nice. And Antonio, I don't like people who are
Are very grasped.
aggressive.
Well, that I find I very grasped.
Very grass.
Grasped. That's what I found.
I'm not sure I can recall what you're saying. Can you repeat it or spell it for me?
Yes, Grasped.
Grasp. Okay.
Okay.
What does that, what did that, whatever place you found it, what did it say it was?
That is agarrada.
No, that's a
Oh,
translation and it doesn't work.
All right. That's okay.
Remember that a lot of these things need an interpretation and that would be different. So what
That's
what
why.
you're saying, actually, I'll tell you the other is not slang, but it's not the proper either.
Okay.
Cheap. What you're talking about is cheap.
Okay, cheap, very cheap.
Yes.
All right.
Cheap. They don't like to pay. They don't like to chip in.
All right. That's what I'm looking for. It.
There you go. That's perfect. Rocio, hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Rocio. Good night.
Hello. Good
night.
evening.
Just
Sorry.
kidding.
Very good.
Don't worry.
So now what you're going to do, let's go in sessions and you're going to share with your classmates your opinions with these answers. Do you know anyone with the personality traits in your chart?
The
For
last,
example,
the one we just did?
yes, this chart. For example, ask and answer the questions with your classmates. Do you know anyone who is, for example, outgoing? And that's your next, that's an example, okay? Do you know anyone who is outgoing? And you're going to answer. Actually, this is an example. My sister is very outgoing. She always goes to the park and makes new friends, something like that, okay? But think of real answers.
Yes.
So if your classmates say something like, do you know anyone who is cheap? And
Yes.
Antonio is going to say, yes,
I do.
I have an English teacher.
Okay, yes,
No,
I do.
I'm just kidding. Something like that, okay, guys? So let's go in sessions. No, let's make it to there. Now, please, Adriana, Alberto, and Cynthia, stay in the main session. You're going to receive the invitation, but don't take it, okay? Just stay in the session. Antonio, Mari Carmen, and Rocio, please take the invitation and go to room number 1.
All right.
Very nice. Go ahead, Adriana, Alberto, and Cynthia. Begin, please. Ask and answer the question.
Ladies first.
Do you know anyone who is funny?
Yes, I do. Most of my friends are really funny. We laugh a lot when we hang out.
I also have some of my family are pretty funny. Or they never take anything seriously. So.
That's good.
And what about you, Cynthia? Do you know anyone?
My best friend.
Is she funny?
Yes, very funny.
That's nice. Adriana, you continue making questions.
Well, do you know someone that is like the opposite, very shy, a very shy person? Or have you ever known?
Yes, I have known people like that. I don't mind them. It's just like really difficult to get in touch with them because you have to work a lot that relationship. But yeah,
Mhm.
I don't mind. Some of them are really nice people, so I like them.
And you,
Yes,
Cynthia?
when you know this person better, they are good people.
Hmm.
Yes, they
Yes.
only, they don't like to talk about a lot of stuff, but well, I have had before some of my classmates in certain classes that they were really shy. But as you start talking to them, you get to know them better, and you know that that is their particular how would I say
Way
you
to
know,
be.
it's, yes, that's their form to be, and but they're actually some of them are very nice people.
Yeah, you're right. Let
Mhm.
me make you a question, girls. Have you ever known someone that is really, really toxic?
My ex-boyfriend.
I thought something like that.
Yes, he was very toxic. That's why I'm not with him anymore.
That's
So,
nice.
and we had a lot of problems, but that's another story.
Yeah, yeah, that's another story. Don't worry about it. And you, Rocio?
Cynthia.
Cynthia,
Cynthia,
I'm so sorry. I
I
didn't
think
see the
that
other people in this.
that is the same answer like Adriana, my ex-boyfriend.
And you, Alberto, have you ever had a girlfriend that was really toxic?
Nah, to be honest, at the first sight, I see them, they're kind of toxic. I just say goodbye, see you in hell or whatever.
That's the
I'm not,
problem. At first,
I'm not
that
wanting to be in something like that. It's like, nah.
but that's the
Uh,
problem. At first, you never notice that they are toxic. So,
See you
yeah,
in hell. That's a good answer.
whatever.
So guys,
Yes. Hello, Mr.
oh,
Teacher.
sorry to interrupt. So let's
Sorry.
continue.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
It's
What makes a good friend? What characteristics, what personality, what traits?
mm,
Discuss the questions. Do you share the same views on friendship? So these are general questions for everybody, okay? So the first
Yeah.
question, let's see. Alberto,
Yes.
ask the first question, please. And the second one will be Antonio.
All right.
The next one will be Rocio. And then Adriana. And the last one, Cynthia.
I'm gonna
Please,
read it. We're gonna read them and answer them, right?
one at a time. So when you ask your question, everybody or anybody that has an answer or an opinion or a comment, please do.
Very nice.
okay.
All right. So when the
Okay.
comments are finished and you can discuss, you can say, I think I disagree. I think this is like that. And you have a conversation tip over here. In conversation, you can use well to take time to think.
Mhm.
mhm.
And another example, think of three good friends. How would you describe them? Well, my friend Martha is really sweet. Yeah. So to go like that. Please begin.
Very nice.
Mr. Jesus, do we have to, for example, the number 4 that is mine? Do I have to answer the question, or am I
Sure.
going to
But
ask?
once you ask the question, let your classmates give one or two inputs, and then you can go
Okay,
in and give your
okay,
own too. Okay?
fine.
And that's for everybody. Okay. Everybody can answer their own
Mhm.
questions. Okay.
Very nice.
Okay.
Please. And we only have 4 minutes. only.
Okay.
All right.
Let's begin.
Okay. Think of three good friends. How would you describe them?
Mm,
But do we have time to write the answers or?
Just answer them. Don't worry about it. Who wants to start?
okay, I think the three good friends, maybe Paco, he always has time to talk.
Very good.
Okay, that's okay.
Mariana?
Okay.
Mm, I think a good friend, well, a friend of mine is very attentive. So, and she's very respectful, I guess.
Yeah, I have some friends that are actually good people. That's the first thing that I look when I call someone a friend. They're nice people. Another thing is they can always be. You can always count on them. And actually, the most important one of the most important things is that you have good time hanging out with them. So
Mhm.
But not always, no? Not only for have a good time, because I think so in my case, the best friend or a friend, not the best friend, a friend, it can be honest and
mhm.
I push us to or share the opinion, the honest opinion, not only accept that I think or um, I think respect. I hope respect from them. I think so.
Sure,
But the
but
friends maybe it could be dishonest, honest, and eccentric, according to the situation, according to the emotions. In the special case, the friend, I think so. It adapt us between us. Okay, I think so. This is a good friend for me. What about you, Antonio?
Well, I think I agree with Mary because not always is hanging out with them. Maybe we can share sad times, or maybe when you are angry, you can share that time. I don't know, maybe to they help me with that part of my life,
Yeah.
maybe. Uh-huh.
Yes, thank you. What about you, Adriana? What do you think?
Mm, about, I'm sorry, were you talking about the first?
The first question.
I already gave my opinion. If you want to
Yes.
ask someone else.
All
sure.
right.
Who's next to
Alberto.
make the question?
Okay. Are there things about your friends or people you know that you don't like?
Yeah, of
Mm,
course. I mean, you cannot be 100% with a 100% compatibility
Yeah.
with another person, but you have to have some things in common. That's actually why you hang out with them or why you decide to talk to them. So you have to share the most important traits of your personality, but you can also disagree with sometimes with it.
mhm.
If not, imagine that everyone is exactly the same that you. That will be really,
Oh,
really
that's
boring.
boring. Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Yes, I agree with Alberto, and I think so. We need to be prepared, but adapting to the situation and the other people. We need to create the
Environment.
the environment, yes, the environment with all people. For example, we don't know all about us between us, but we try to meet little by little, and we work little by little. It's okay, no?
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I know you're only on the second question, and not all of you answered, but it's been 5 minutes, so we need to
Okay.
continue.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Remember,
you.
if this activity is not finished and you would like to conclude it, get together with one of your classmates on a Friday or a Saturday or a Sunday or any other day. that is not in a class time. So you guys can get more practice in, okay?
With the same link? We can use the same link?
No, that would be with a connection of your own. It could be
Yes.
Facebook, WhatsApp, Google
Okay.
Meets,
I get it.
a WhatsApp call, or a straight phone call.
To create a
However
new
you
one,
want it.
right? To create a new one.
Yes, you can
Okay.
create your own. Yes,
Okay.
you can actually open a Zoom account, and it's free. The low version is free, but you don't need anything more. I mean, the low version will give you a ton of things to work with.
We can
Okay.
invite a lot of the other students.
Yeah, actually,
Right.
the free version of Zoom is really nice. It's where I give my classes.
For example,
It's
this
really
is
good.
the third activity in the second class. The group is Alberto, Antonio, Adriana, and me. And we make the group in the WhatsApp and continue with question number 3, 4, and 5 because we didn't finish this activity.
Correct.
Yes?
Okay.
Okay,
Now,
thank you.
imagine this. I know, I just gotta make sure, okay?
Yes.
If Alberto and Rocio,
Mhm.
they don't have time when Antonio and Mari Carmen do,
Mhm.
well, then they are not going to connect. Antonio and Mari Carmen may connect on a Friday afternoon, and you
Okay.
guys continue to practice. And Alberto and Rocio might get an agreement of getting in touch or connected in a later moment. It's okay. The most
And we
important thing is
share-
to cover as much. Yes, go ahead.
And we share the information from them.
You can, of course, absolutely. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So I mean, it's not necessarily the same people that came to this session is in the other one. You can be with anyone you want.
Yes, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's not necessarily to be an exclusive group. Okay. What you want is to practice more and to learn more, right? So
Mhm.
I can connect you guys with other Cenni course groups.
Okay, that would be
Okay.
good.
Very good.
Yeah. Would you like that?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that
Okay.
later. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
For the moment, let's continue. I have this. We don't really need to stay here. This will be homework. I'm gonna
Okay.
send this to your the WhatsApp group, and that will be for tomorrow, okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right, so for the moment, let's continue. I'm gonna start the next lesson, which is this one right here.
Okay.
There. We're going to talk about problems and solutions, building vocabulary and grammar. I think this is my wrong presentation, or I don't know. Anyways, life coach, life coaching. Do you know what's life coaching?
It's like a guidance or something.
A guide,
Yes,
perfect.
it's something that I don't agree with.
All right, very nice. I mean, I agree with you. You don't agree with it, I understand. But that's what life coaching is, okay? A person gives you guidance, gives you suggestions. Okay. Do you have a personal problem that you'd rather not discuss with friends or family?
Well, not really. I have some mental issues, but I like to talk them with my friends, so I don't
Are you
mind.
serious?
Yeah, I've suffered from depression, so
Oh,
I'm not close to
I
that.
thought you were kidding.
No,
yeah, I thought you were kidding.
I
Sorry.
I suffer from depression, so I have my medication right now that my life is going right very well. But when I talk with my friends about that, I just like to talk to them. So if they know somebody that suffers something like that, because it's really difficult to express to other people that you know that they will not feel like you, and they might make you less from you.
Okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
They actually don't talk about their problems. So, but if they already know that you suffer or suffer something from that, they will be more open to you.
Okay, believe it or not, that's how a life coach comes in handy, mister.
I
But-
prefer a psychologist, not a coach.
They are something similar. But perfect.
And then
Exactly.
I guess there's an exception. The psychologist has a degree. The coach
Yes.
doesn't
course.
have it.
Doesn't have it.
Okay, there you go. So
Okay.
what is this? What happened? Oh my gosh.
Ask the
I think this is a wrong presentation, but I'm sorry. Let's continue with this. Actually, let me try and find it because I don't like this the way it is. I don't know what happened to it.
Hearing something else.
What?
Hearing something from the
Yeah, there's
outside.
background noise. I know. No, it's the same. I don't know what I did. All right, let's continue. Okay, so we're going to listen to a couple of, not a couple, we're going to listen to 4 people talk about problems with a life coach. What we have to focus on is on the problem first, and after we hear the problem, then we'll take a look at the opinions from the life coach, okay? All right, let's listen and focus on the problems, please.
Ask the life coach. Do you have a personal problem that you'd rather not discuss with friends or family? Get some confidential advice from our online life coach. Question 1.
Sometimes I think I ought to do some volunteer work in a school or a hospital, but I'm too busy just trying to make a living. I have very little free time, so I think I'd better not add anything to my schedule right now. Am I right?
Don't make excuses. You don't have to spend all your free time doing volunteer work. 3 hours a week is enough. Do some research and find an organization where you feel you can make a difference and do some good for other people.
Question 2.
My boss is a bully. He yells at me if I make a mistake, and he makes fun of me in front of my coworkers. I've tried talking to him, but it doesn't do any good. He won't listen. I guess I'm going to have to do something about this problem.
It doesn't make any sense to ignore this problem, and you'd better do something quickly before it gets worse. Make an appointment with your human resources representative. You might want to take a colleague with you, too.
Question 3.
I'm meeting my girlfriend's parents for the first time next weekend. They've invited me for dinner. I'm going to do my best to make a good impression on them, but I'm really nervous. Any advice?
Make an effort to dress nicely and make sure you take them a small gift, such as flowers or chocolates. Make some nice comments about their home, the food, etc., but don't overdo it. You ought to let them do the talking at first. The most important thing, however, is just to be yourself.
Question 4.
My boss recently offered me a promotion. I've done a lot of thinking about it, but I can't make up my mind if I should take it. Sometimes I think I'd rather stay in my current job. I've got to decide by next week. What should I do?
Make a list of the pros and cons of each job and give each one a score from 1 to 5. 5 equals the best. Then do the math. Add up the points for each list and subtract the con totals from the pro totals. Which job has the highest score? Does that help you make a decision?
All right, guys, were you able to listen to the audio?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of background noise, I know. And I forgot to mention let's turn off our microphones when we play the audio. So we'll do that next time.
Okay.
For the moment, did you hear the problems?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are the problems?
The The first one, he was too busy. I mean, she didn't have time for to do a lot of volunteer work.
She didn't?
So she said that she didn't have enough free time to do it.
Actually,
So
actually, she was doing way too much volunteer work. That's why she
Yes.
didn't
Yes,
have
yes.
she didn't
She was
have
doing a lot of work.
free time. So the coach offered her to do less volunteer work, 3 hours a week were okay, but she
Mhm.
can have some free time.
She does a lot of volunteering.
She doesn't
Volunteering,
want.
yeah.
Yes, she doesn't want to be a volunteer. A lot.
I'm not sure.
Volunteering is double E.
Double
Yeah,
E.
it's only-
Mm-hmm.
What about number 2?
Number
Yes.
2, the boss
His
of
boss.
him. The boss of him may always point the mistakes from him all the time. I think so.
Point
It
or
was a
point?
Point or give or I don't know, detect. I know. I forget it.
he
Points
had
is okay.
a bull boss, he said.
He's a bully.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's a bully.
He's a bully.
So
Yes,
they're
yes,
yelling to
yes.
him.
He points a lot of his mistakes, and even if they are not like really mistakes, small
Mistakes,
things like they consider as a mistake, he points at them, and he's way too pushy with the work he has to do. And he wants
Bully and
I think
pushy.
there is a word in English that it says moving in the job.
Moving?
Is it correct to use
I'm
moving?
sorry, we're hearing something like a TV or something.
I think that's better. Okay, what about number 3, guys?
Number
He
3.
has to meet the girlfriend's family and he wants an advice.
One more time, please.
He has a meeting with the girlfriend's family.
He has?
He will have. He will have.
He will have?
She will have, yes. She
He
will
will
have
have with
a meeting
with
with the
her parents.
girlfriend's family and he
And
needs
he-
an advice.
He wants to impress him, and he needs
With
an advice
his
because
girlfriends?
he's really nervous.
He's nervous. All right, what about number 4?
The boss is offering a new promotion to the employee, and a guy is giving the, I don't know, maybe a formula to get the better results to make a decision.
So the boss what?
Offering a promotion.
Promotion.
Offered a promotion.
Alberto, give me 1 second.
Offer a promotion.
Yes.
That it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And he's not sure about it, so the coach offer to make a list of the pros and cons to make a
Okay.
decision.
Very good. Now, what are the suggestions?
From the coach?
Yeah, from the coach.
Well, in the first one or in which one?
All of them. Let's begin with number 1.
Oh, okay.
Number
So in the
1.
first one, he told her to don't make excuses and do only 3 hours per week. I think per week, right?
Okay.
Yes.
To go 3 times a week.
Yes.
Yes, or
3 times a week. Yes.
All right. Number 2.
Go to human resources and do something about it, or to talk about the well, the
What's
problem.
going on?
Also bring a coworker.
Yeah.
And being a coworker, that's good. Number 3.
It says that it goes with maybe with a gift, with chocolate.
Take a pros.
Go with a gift.
Yeah.
Yes.
And make an effort.
Make an effort.
Also make some compliments to their house and the dinner.
Also.
Make some compliment. Perfect. And number 4.
Make a list of
Make a
some
list.
Of the employees. Make a list about the employees, no?
Of the
Make a
pros
list
and
of the what?
cons. Of the pros and cons.
Perfect. Make a list of pros and cons. Listen again and check your answers. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ask the life coach.
Oh,
Do you have a personal problem that you'd rather not discuss with friends or family?
please, let's turn off our microphones.
Get some confidential advice from our online life coach. Question 1.
Sometimes I think I ought to do some volunteer work in a school or a hospital, but I'm too busy just trying to make a living. I have very little free time, so I think I'd better not add anything to my schedule right now. Am I right?
Don't make excuses. You don't have to spend all your free time doing volunteer work. 3 hours a week is enough. Do some research and find an organization where you feel you can make a difference and do some good for other people.
Question 2.
My boss is a bully. He yells at me if I make a mistake, and he makes fun of me in front of my coworkers. I've tried talking to him, but it doesn't do any good. He won't listen. I guess I'm going to have to do something about this problem. But what?
It doesn't make any sense to ignore this problem, and you'd better do something quickly before it gets worse. Make an appointment with your human resources representative. You might want to take a colleague with you, too.
Question 3.
I'm meeting my girlfriend's parents for the first time next weekend. They've invited me for dinner. I'm going to do my best to make a good impression on them, but I'm really nervous. Any advice?
Make an effort to dress nicely and make sure you take them a small gift, such as flowers or chocolates. Make some nice comments about their home, the food, etc., but don't overdo it. You ought to let them do the talking at first. The most important thing, however, is just to be yourself.
Question 4.
My boss recently offered me a promotion. I've done a lot of thinking about it, but I can't make up my mind if I should take it. Sometimes I think I'd rather stay in my current job. I've got to decide by next week. What should I do?
Make a list of the pros and cons of each job and give each one a score from 1 to 5. 5 equals the best. Then do the math. Add up the points for each list and subtract the con totals from the pro totals. Which job has the highest score? Does that help you make a decision?
Okay, guys, you can turn your microphones back on. And let's see one more time the problems and the suggestions. Do they stay the same, or would you like to change something?
Okay, yeah, I think so. 3 hours a week, not 3 times. And
One more time.
Number 1 is 3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours, not 3 times. It's different. Number 4, they make a list, and if he has 5 more points,
Teacher, Control Z.
it's okay.
Control Z.
This is Zoom. It's not Windows.
It sometimes works. It
Yes,
sometimes works.
in
It's not.
the bar, on the top of the bar, you have the delay.
I know.
Oh, what's up?
Not erased. I'm sorry.
That's not fair.
Don't worry about it. Let's continue. Let's continue.
We got it right, so we're good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're good. Yeah.
So we can skip the activity.
Two. Okay, so I'm gonna erase it, but I can recover it. Look, I erased it and I have it right here. Okay, don't worry about it. What I want you to do is listen and read at the same time.
Okay.
Ask the life coach. Do you have a personal problem that you'd rather not discuss with friends or family? Get some confidential advice from our online life coach. Question 1.
Sometimes I think I ought to do some volunteer work in a school or a hospital, but I'm too busy just trying to make a living. I have very little free time, so I think I'd better not add anything to my schedule right now. Am I right?
Don't make excuses. You don't have to spend all your free time doing volunteer work. 3 hours a week is enough. Do some research and find an organization where you feel you can make a difference and do some good for other people.
Question 2.
My boss is a bully. He yells at me if I make a mistake, and he makes fun of me in front of my coworkers. I've tried talking to him, but it doesn't do any good. He won't listen. I guess I'm going to have to do something about this problem. But what?
It doesn't make any sense to ignore this problem, and you'd better do something quickly before it gets worse. Make an appointment with your human resources representative. You might want to take a colleague with you, too.
Question 3.
I'm meeting my girlfriend's parents for the first time next weekend. They've invited me for dinner. I'm going to do my best to make a good impression on them, but I'm really nervous. Any advice?
Make an effort to dress nicely and make sure you take them a small gift, such as flowers or chocolates. Make some nice comments about their home, the food, etc., but don't overdo it. You ought to let them do the talking at first. The most important thing, however, is just to be yourself.
Question 4.
My boss recently offered me a promotion. I've done a lot of thinking about it, but I can't make up my mind if I should take it. Sometimes I think I'd rather stay in my current job. I've got to decide by next week. What should I do?
Make a list of the pros and cons of each job and give each one a score from 1 to 5. 5 equals the best. Then do the math. Add up the points for each list and subtract the con totals from the pro totals. Which job has the highest score? Does that help you make a decision?
Okay.
There is the audio, and there's the story. So let's check what you said. She does a lot of volunteering, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
no.
Have to do.
She says,
Okay.
I ought to do some volunteer work, but I'm too busy trying to
make a living.
Make a living.
So, and it's not does a lot of volunteering, but she's just busy trying to make a living. What about number 2? The boss is a bully?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The
Number
boss is
3,
bully.
he will have a meeting with his girlfriend's, my gosh, girlfriend's parents, and he's nervous. Yes, in a nutshell, that's correct.
Yes.
Number 4, the boss offered a promotion and he's not sure about it.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
And what about the solutions? Were you correct on the solutions?
Yes.
Yes, number
Yes.
2, number 3, number 4. Yes, you are correct. Number 1, you also were correct. Only number 3, you were you only said to go with a gift, right? You said go
Yeah.
with a gift
And make an effort.
and make an effort.
Make an effort.
Make an effort.
Yeah, also
And make
said
sure-
to make some compliments about
And to make
Yes.
some
She said about
compliments.
Okay.
So that was really good, guys. That was really good. Perfect. So that was nice. Now I want to ask you a question. Do you agree with the life coach?
Yes, yes. Me too.
Well, he's not doing something.
Extraordinary,
box.
right?
Yes.
outside the box. Yeah.
So he's just very
So
straightforward, right?
he's
like
just like a friend telling you.
down to earth, pretty much
Yes.
realistic guy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a friend, you're actually paying him a lot.
Yes.
All right. So is there anything you don't agree with?
For example, in the question 4, I think make the list and I don't know, subtract the totals and that I mean that operation I think is not for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't agree with that formula.
no,
I agree
don't
with you.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
lot
agree.
of math.
Yeah,
I don't think that's the right.
I think number 4, it depends how much are you gonna get paid, right?
Yes. Well, that would be the pros and cons, but I guess it's like the Franklin formula thingy, but
yeah,
anybody can do it differently. Okay, perfect. Now, have you ever had any problems like this?
Well,
Maybe
I think those are common problems that it may happen to you daily, on a daily basis.
once in a while, right?
Once in a while. So you have had some of these problems.
yeah.
Kind of.
So remember when you had this problem, would this solution from the life coach have helped you?
Not exactly.
well, maybe, but I like the hard way, you know.
Yes, that's how we are. I'm with you, mister. All right. Now, the next activity is that we have to check or we have to complete the blanks. Do you know what we have to use to complete them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to use
Well,
the verbs
I
do.
already did it.
Do
It was
and
only
make
make
and
and,
and make.
and do.
You already did it? Where? When? How?
While
They
you were
think in the
playing
future.
it.
As you were reading? That's awesome.
Yes.
So let's check. What do you have for this one? I'm trying to
make
Make a living.
make. Okay.
Make.
And the next one, next blank?
Make.
Make any excuses.
Don't make excuses. Actually, you said make. Just make.
Make.
Next.
Right.
Next one.
Do.
Do some research.
Do some research.
Do some research.
Do
some
make.
research.
Can you make a difference?
Make difference. Make difference.
Next.
Do
some
good.
All right. Next.
Make.
If I make a mistake.
Next.
He makes.
Very good. Next.
He doesn't do
any good.
He doesn't do good.
Next.
Yes.
You have do again.
And
Do
continue, please.
something.
Next.
It
doesn't
make
make any sense.
Next.
Make an appointment.
Make an appointment.
Number 3.
Do
my best.
To make a good impression. Make
a good impression.
Next.
Make
an effort and make sure.
Make sure.
And continue, please.
Make some like comments.
Next. Oh my gosh.
And to let them make the
I've
topic.
made. Ah, no, abajo. No, hasta abajo. Ya vimos.
Let them do the talking.
Do.
Very good. Continue, please. Number 4.
Done.
Make.
I've done.
I made.
I have done.
Okay, one of you is giving me the correct answer. And to the ones that are giving not the correct answer, I'll give you this clue.
Yes.
I have done.
Yes, I know. Made.
With this is the auxiliary have.
Yes.
I have.
Perfect. Present perfect.
It's perfect. So it's not.
It's made.
No, done.
I have
done.
It's done.
I've done
a lot of
Oh my gosh, I erased it there. And the first one is let them do. Okay, continue. But I can
I can make up on
mine. And next.
Make
a list.
Next.
Make a list. Do the math.
Do the math.
And make a decision.
Make a decision.
Very nice, guys. Perfect. So that's the difference. What's the difference? Why do we have to use sometimes do and sometimes make?
Because makes
Make
involves
is
creating something.
creating, exactly. It's
Or
And
to
do?
force to do something, someone.
So
And
make is to create something, and do?
yes, and do is
To do.
Physical
yes,
activities.
it's a yes, common
Is
activities.
to realize an activity.
Mhm.
Yes, so one is to act and the other one is to produce. Something like that. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
do is
Yeah,
to
we can call it.
produce. Do
No,
is to
make.
make. Make is to
Make is to
produce.
produce.
Right.
Produce or create.
Perfect. Do you have any questions, guys?
No.
No.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to skip this and next. Find expressions on the web page with the same meaning as the underlined words below. I should do some volunteer work. Who said this? Number 1, number 2, 3, or 4?
Number 1.
Number one.
Number 1. Does she say it exactly like this?
No,
it's
I
up to.
oughta do.
No,
She's
it's
Up
oughta.
to.
She said, I ought to do. Very good. What about number 2?
I would prefer to stay in the same
Number
job.
4.
He
Number
said
4.
he was
Yes,
the last
number
one.
4.
I'd
Number
rather.
I'd rather.
I'd rather.
I'd rather
I'd
stay in
rather.
the same job.
Number 3?
Have to make a decision.
Number 1, no?
No,
No.
No?
no, it's number 4.
Ah, yes, because
Yes,
he
number
have a
4.
promotion.
Yes, number 4.
Yes, number
Yes.
4.
And how does he say it?
You have to make a decision. It's an
I'm
obligation,
not
a responsibility.
I'm not sure, but
I
it
have
could
to
be
make.
gotta.
He said no. I have to make a decision.
I done a little thinking. No, I'm sorry.
It's a responsibility, no?
I've gotta.
I've got.
Exactly.
I've got to decide.
I've got to make a decision soon.
Yes.
And number 4, you really should. You really should.
Something quickly.
Number 4 too.
Number
No,
2.
not
No, he was. That one's about the bully boss.
Number 2. Question
Oh.
number 2.
Number 2. And how does he say it? Instead of really should?
Yeah.
I need to.
I really should do something quickly.
You
better.
You.
The
Yeah.
other number 1.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah. One more time. Can you repeat, please? You said it correctly.
You have to? No, I also.
No.
I'd rather.
Yes.
I'd
Sorry.
rather.
No. No. Somebody else said it. I'll write it in a second. I'd rather.
Shadow.
Next, I have to is I've got to.
Up to.
I'd do.
Oh my gosh. And really should is
That
You'd better.
was.
You'd
I
better.
got-
Better.
Better.
you'd better.
You'd better.
You'd better. So these are the expressions. More expressions to give a suggestion, but they have a degree of importance. Let's check out the degree. Using had better, the structure is had better. This will always be for a suggestion, because if you notice, we have this that will make you think is past perfect, but this is not a verb.
An adjective.
So it's an expression,
An expression.
expression.
a
Okay.
suggestion of very, very high level of importance, because it implies a warning. If you do not, something bad may happen. Examples: you had better not drive in the snow, because if you drive in the snow, you may have an accident. Of course, these are examples, okay?
Okay, you said it implies a warning.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
You had better submit your homework. If
Okay.
you don't, the teacher may deduct points.
Yeah.
You had better stop smoking.
You will comment, right?
Now, one more time, these letters right here, that's what the sentence implies. You had better not drive in the snow implies if you drive in the snow, you may have an accident. And so is the next sentence. You had better submit your homework. What does that mean? It means if you don't, the teacher may deduct points. Or you had better stop smoking. It implies if you continue, you will become ill.
Yeah.
Had better. Ought to, another expression, is to suggest an action or to show that is necessary or also a probability. Okay. And we'll check this in a second. You ought to revise your lessons. Margaret ought to exercise more, and the probability, our team ought to win this match for today, or she ought to receive the package tonight.
Okay.
It's not usual, but it can be used in questions or negative sentence, but it's hardly ever heard of. Okay. Can we go for the next one?
You say, I'm sorry, you say enough to is probability and what else?
Advice.
An advice?
Yes, it's an advice for something that is necessary.
Okay, thanks.
But isn't should the same thing as oughta?
Yes. Basically, they occupy the same level. Now, ought to is more vocabulary.
Okay.
This is not really grammar, it's vocabulary, okay?
All right.
Sure.
Okay.
The grammar will be shown in just a second.
All right.
Next, should, ought, might, and want. These are all very similar. Should, ought, might, want. So we should invite your friend to my party. We should. Now, this suggestion, it's also an idea.
All right.
Yeah, it's a suggestion. Is this something necessary?
Not exactly.
No, it's not necessary.
No,
it's
not
only
necessary.
a good idea.
Okay.
And the next example is, we ought to buy some soda if you have money. Ought to. Another example, it's something necessary or just a good idea.
A good
It's
idea.
necessary. It's necessary for the first sentence, huh?
Not necessarily.
No,
It
Not
could be
necessarily.
not
good.
really.
It could be good, but if you don't do it, I mean,
Okay, yes.
you can
Nothing
get
bad
water
happens.
or something.
You have to
Yeah.
buy some soda.
Is that the,
All right.
No,
like you said before, is an idea also.
An idea, yes.
All right.
Yes.
And might want. You might want to call your mom and tell her you are at a friend's house.
Probability.
Now,
That's a
this,
suggestion, I think.
it's a suggestion. Yes.
Okay.
Now, look at this. Is this necessary or an idea?
It's still an idea to don't get something bad.
It's all right. You might think, okay, this is necessary. Yes,
Okay.
maybe it's necessary, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to a friend's house for a party, maybe it's necessary to let your parents know, correct? But
If
you don't want to sound too bossy. You don't want to sound too pushy. You want to sound friendly.
Okay.
So in a friendly mode, you say, hey, I have an idea. You
It's
might
like
want to tell your mom.
soft suggestion. Soft
Yes,
suggestion.
a very
more or less
soft suggestion.
All right.
Okay.
So then we can use the other ones the same way. Ought to and should can be used for a suggestion, something necessary
Okay.
in a soft way,
All right.
in a very friendly manner.
But a friendly manner that could get ignored, right?
It could get ignored, yes. It depends on your friend's perception, right?
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
All right, do you have any questions, guys?
Not just the pronunciation, because I thought it was we ought to, and I heard in this moment, well, in a moment ago, we oughta buy.
Yeah, that's the natural speaking.
Oh, that's
If
it.
you say ought to, it's understandable. If you say oughta, it's understandable.
All right, thanks. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's continue. We also have I must, I have to, also I've got to, and I'm going to have to. All of these expressions mean the same thing. They mean an idea. Guys, do you think they mean an idea?
No.
Must do I have to?
No.
No.
It's an obligation.
Yes, something that you have to do.
Necessity. Yes.
Yes, but must and have to is not exactly the same level of necessity. If you say I have to, you can ignore it and postpone it or make it to do it later. But if you say you must, it must be done.
That must be a colloquial understanding, mister.
Like
because,
your mom.
Yeah, have to is
your
an obligation.
It's an obligation.
Do
Yes.
something.
Yes.
An obligation.
But if that's the part of the language we constantly use for something in a routine, then yes, it can become like an expression that can be ignored. But it shouldn't. Yes, it should be taken seriously.
Yeah. It shouldn't get ignored.
It shouldn't get ignored. Yes. So the examples, there are many. I must fix my bicycle. I have to take care of my sister's pet. I must make a birthday cake. I have to do my homework. I must see a doctor. I have to catch up. I must study. I have to work. And all of these examples are with only must and have. But we can use this expression, I've got to, or I'm going to have to. And again, this is not grammar. This is only more vocabulary, more expressions that mean the same thing.
The same, okay.
Now, let's take a look at, oh no, I have more. Prefer and rather.
Prefer and rather.
The only difference between prefer and rather is that with prefer is a causative verb, so we need the preposition to. And rather, we don't need the preposition to.
All right.
It's the only difference. So,
but we can use it. I mean, in any situation.
Yes, of preference.
Yeah.
When you have a choice, when you have more than one, you have two or more choices, and you specify on only one.
All right.
That's a nice ringtone. So we have a small story. Shall we go by train? Well, I prefer to go by car. Is the most common answer. But it's also very well used. I'd rather go. So that's the only difference. So yes. I prefer to go, or I'd rather go. What do you guys prefer to eat? A salad or a hamburger?
A steak.
About a complete sentence.
I prefer a steak.
I prefer to eat.
I'd rather eat steak.
Very nice, guys. Very nice. I'd rather eat. I'd rather. Don't forget the which is would.
Yes, the contracted form, no?
Of would. Yeah. Would you rather have tea or coffee? Okay, these are short answers, just like we just did. Okay, with these short answers. Notice the negative. I'm tired. I'd rather not. Okay, that's how we give a negative response with these expressions. It's the same with prefer. I prefer not.
I prefer not to, for example.
Not to go.
Not to go.
I prefer not to go, or I'd rather not go.
Not go.
Okay. Is also the preference the usage?
Yes.
Yes, all right.
Do you want to go out this evening? I'd rather not. And if you say prefer, I prefer not to.
Not to, all right.
I prefer not to. I'd rather not do it by myself, etc. I'd rather do something than do something else. I'd rather stay home than go to the cinema. Okay, can we go to the next one?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What's advisable,
Are you recording
necessary?
this part, right?
Yeah, this is recorded, Mr.
All right.
It's been recording. Recorded. What's advisable, necessary, and preferable. Okay, the part of the grammar that we're checking is when you use the for hat or the for would. This is would.
Better.
When we use ought, we use the preposition to. When you say the expression might want, we use the preposition to. Going to have to. I've got to. I don't have to. And I'd rather. Not for the negatives. So we need to be careful of those little details, okay? Now this graphic is telling us basically what expressions are used for what's advisable. What's a very good idea. Okay, advisable. Okay. You'd better do something quickly. I'd better not add anything to my schedule. I ought to do some volunteer work. You ought to let them do the talking. You might want to take a colleague with you. Now, the other expressions are for is necessary. I'm going to have to. I've got to. Or the negative, I don't have to.
I don't have to.
I don't have the obligation. And what's preferable? I'd rather or I'd rather not. Now, let's do some exercises. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you have any questions right now?
No,
I guess not. Let's continue. This is for listening.
What's advisable?
Oh my gosh, there. So you see a sad man on the park. He has a problem, don't you think?
Yes.
What is his problem?
He doesn't have a job.
He can't find a job to pay his bills, right? Yeah. So let's give him some suggestions. Whatever you can think of.
He'd better
He'd better
organize the bills or the money.
deny?
Yeah.
What do you mean deny?
Money, sorry.
Can you repeat your sentence, please?
He'd better organize the money, his money.
Organize his money. Okay, maybe not organize, but maybe saves. He'd better save
Yes,
his money.
maybe saves.
So he'd better. I'm sorry. He'd better save, not saves.
Okay, yes.
He'd better save his money. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Adriana, please.
He might want to have 2 jobs.
He might want to get.
Or to get 2 jobs. Or,
he might want to get 2 jobs, yes. But the problem is that he can't find one. He can't find one. Imagine
how he's going to get 2 jobs.
I have a good
well,
one.
I think he says that, or what I understood, that maybe he has a job that and he's not getting enough paid, so he wants to find another one with a better.
Okay.
Yes, you're right. Sometimes many people have a job and they don't.
Maybe if that's what you're you gather out of the little story, that he has a job, then you can say he might want to find a second job.
A second job, yes.
Very good. Mr. Alberto, Mr. Valles, please.
Yeah, I have a good one. He'd better download Quiet Up so he can get some money inviting friends.
he might get a good income that way. All right, somebody else?
He had to start a business.
Beautiful idea. He ought to start a business.
But,
Nice.
Yeah, let's start a
to
business.
be honest, you will starve for 6 months a year if you start.
In that moment, yes, I agree with Alberto. He needs to
And not only
ask
that,
money.
he doesn't have money for the bills. He's
He
not
doesn't
gonna
have
have
money
for a
make a
business.
business. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
I know, but
What about
sometimes.
this?
All right.
What about this? Okay. You'd better ask your friends for help.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You might want to sell a couple of your furniture pieces.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
What is the
you're
answer?
going. I'm sorry.
What was the answer? He might ask.
You might want to ask. You'd better. You ought to. You're going to have to. Whichever you want to. Okay. Remember that this. Go ahead, Barberto.
Instead of friends, I'd say it's better to ask for help to your parents.
Very good. Can you give me a complete sentence, please?
Yes. Oh, can we use should? No, right?
Yeah.
You can, but the purpose is to practice the new vocabulary.
The new vocabulary.
He had better go back to live with their parents.
With his parents.
Yes, with his parents.
Okay, that would hurt, wouldn't it? But if it's necessary, it's necessary.
Well,
Okay, guys, I hear most of you guys, but I'm not sure if Cynthia has participated. Cynthia, have you said anything and I didn't notice you?
You had better ask for some help with your family or take a bank account.
Or get a bank loan.
Loan, yes.
Very good, Cynthia. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now, I have another situation. Ready?
Sure.
Yes.
Goodbye. See you later. I also need help.
Me neither.
Okay.
Maybe you better take a break or something like that.
Beautiful, Rocio. Very good.
Rocio,
That's
let me take a
nice.
break.
Yeah, that's
It helps,
nice.
guys. It helps.
Yeah.
One more, guys. Actually, I want two more, please.
You might want to ask for help.
That's what she's doing. She's asking for help.
Yes, that's what she's doing.
Well, you can say you don't have to overwork. You can always ask for help to your coworkers.
That's actually a good, complete answer, mister. You don't have to. That's correct.
You don't have to.
You don't have to worry too much about it. Or what did you say? You don't have to work too much or overwork?
Yeah, overwork.
Yes, all right.
Very well. One more, guys. One more. Don't worry. Let's go for the next one. Are you ready?
She'd better. Okay.
Go ahead, mister. Go ahead. Continue.
She'd better study more, maybe, because I think it's studying English.
What about you might want to take a tutorial.
Yeah.
Watch a tutorial.
You ought to open YouTube and say tutorial of whatever you want to know.
Yes, absolutely. Right? Okay, next. Can you please read, Mr. Valles?
Sure. It says, I failed the final exam. My girlfriend broke up with me and I got fired from my job. What am I going to tell my parents?
He has a lot of time.
That-
A good opportunity to reset.
You'd better take a break.
Yes,
more.
yes. It's a good time.
You'd better take a break. Yes, continue.
Okay.
It's better study.
Yeah, he'd better study more. Yeah, continue.
Okay, you are going to have to organize this situation before you tell your parents.
Beautiful, Antonio. Very good, mister.
He doesn't have to say everything to their parents. I mean, to his parents.
Very nice, Adriana. That's right.
He can also say, I've got to go to the therapist.
Yes. He's got to go.
Yes.
He would rather not to go. So
He'd rather not go.
Not
Yes.
yes.
Not go.
He'd rather not go.
Perfect. There you go. Now, not this one. Now, no story, no tips, no help. Tell me whatever you can think of.
That's not a good idea.
You don't have to
You'd
forgive
better
a bad
not.
man.
You don't have to. Come on, tell me.
You don't have to forgive a bad man.
Yeah. He might want to stop
Stop
her.
asking.
Ask her. Stop asking.
Stop asking.
Asking. Okay. Stop
Stop
asking.
asking.
Sorry. Yes.
No more? Next?
No more.
She'd prefer to accept the the other guy's flower.
She'd rather accept.
She'd rather accept.
She'd
rather accept.
She'd prefer to. Isn't correct?
No, yeah, it's correct. She'd prefer to. It's correct. But
She'd prefer expensive jewelry.
Yes.
Yes, because
you can also you can also say that he's got to leave that toxic woman that doesn't want a rose.
He's got to leave. Yeah, he's got to. Next. No, next.
Yeah.
This one. I like this one.
Spider-Man.
Who's this guy behind the Spider-Man?
It's
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, yes.
He had better be careful with the
enemies.
What about a real life sentence?
They must make this real.
No, real life sentence, it would be like,
what do you mean?
For example, I really want to go see this movie. That's a real life sentence.
Me too.
Okay,
No ideas.
I prefer to watch another kind of movies.
So I'd rather watch.
Oh, I'd rather watch, or I prefer to watch.
I'd
Yeah,
rather
that's correct.
watch.
Okay.
One more time.
I prefer to watch.
Yeah, I prefer to watch, or I'd rather
I'd
watch.
rather watch.
I'd rather.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else? Something that is just a preference, or maybe I'd rather watch is more common to use it.
Yeah, the most common one is prefer.
Prefer.
Yes, but only by little. It would be maybe like 55%.
Okay.
Would be prefer, and the 45 will be rather. So
all right,
you will constantly use it all the time.
I think that I'd rather, it's like a comparison or not, or I'm just.
It's a preference expression. What you prefer.
Like I'd rather watch scary movies.
Yes.
Preference. Okay.
I'd rather watch scary movies. For
I'd
example, you can
rather-
say, I'd rather watch Annabelle or the
Avengers
Conjurer,
movie?
No.
or I'd rather watch romantic movies, you know, something
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
For me, I'm going to have to go see this movie.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to have to. Yes, I'm
Okay.
going to have to see this movie because I don't know anything about it.
I hope you enjoy it. Now, complete the conversations with problems and solutions, and then practice. Now, problems and solutions. We don't have a specific topic. This will be your imagination.
Okay.
Okay. For example, I ought to sleep early.
I was thinking about the same thing.
But I'd rather watch a movie.
Watch a movie.
Okay.
Okay, it's an example.
Yes.
Okay, and then the other person B, or we can say this is Ana and the other one is Beto, will say, I think you'd better, that this has to be a response to the sentence.
I think you had better.
You better go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
You'd better go to sleep or sleep early because.
Okay.
I'm tired. You look tired.
You're tired.
You look
You're
tired.
going to be tired.
You look tired is good.
Because you look tired.
Because you will be tired.
You will
be tired is also good. Very good. So let me take a what do you call this? A screenshot. One little second. Okay, we're gonna go in sessions. And I'm gonna send this and share it with you on the WhatsApp.
Right.
And it's there. Now we're going to go in sessions in pairs. And in pairs, you're going to complete it. Okay, now this time everybody go, please. And you only have, let's make it 3 minutes, okay?
3 minutes?
Sure. Sure.
Yes. Do you need more?
Like 10 minutes.
Yes.
10 minutes? No, we can't. Let's see how much we have in 3 minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's go. Hello, guys. Hello.
Hello.
Everybody's here? Almost. All right, guys, what we're going to do, you're going to share with the other teams your answers. All right, team number 1. Do you know who is team number 1?
Rocio and me.
Yes, Rocio and Cynthia.
Yes.
Team number 2. Do you know who you are?
Antonio and me.
Antonio and Mari Carmen. And team number 3 is Adriana and Alberto. They will be here in 15 seconds. So please begin sharing your answers.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead, please.
I ought to take a nap tonight, but I'd rather go out with friends. I think you'd better sleep early because tomorrow you will work.
Yeah.
Okay, the second one is I got to make up my mind.
Wait. That was team number 1. Thank you, ladies. Team number 2. What do you have for number 1?
Antonio, it's the second.
Okay.
I got to make up my mind if I want to meet a girlfriend or what?
No. You have to. You don't have the same answer as the team number 1. You have your own answer, and you have to share your answer.
All right.
Number 1.
I didn't write it down because I was talking with Mari, so okay, but I can use
and
it.
You don't remember your answer?
Yes.
But yes. Okay, Mari, please.
Okay, I ought to study tonight, but I'd rather work a lot. Yes, is that correct?
Yes.
That's not accurate. Okay, I ought to study.
I ought to study tonight,
but
I'd rather work a lot.
But that's not an option.
No.
Okay.
Because your study and work are related.
All right.
So if you ought to study,
work for a job, not for a study.
Yes, but
how do you say?
Study will be something similar than work, right?
Okay.
Because it's not a free time activity.
All right. All right.
No, so if you ought to study tonight, then I'd
rather be with my friends.
You'd rather be.
I'm sorry. I'd rather be with my friends.
Okay, yes, rather be.
Okay.
Continue, please.
You know, I think you better help me because I don't know the problem is.
I do not what the problem is.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. All right.
Okay, it has nothing to do with the first sentence, but it
All
works.
right.
It fits.
Okay.
Team number 3. Team number 3, are you there?
Who's number 3? Us?
You,
I'm not
Alberto, and Adriana.
Oh, very nice. Adriana, I've sent you the image through WhatsApp.
Yes, which one do we have to answer?
Give
Number
your share, yeah, your answer for number 1.
Oh,
yeah.
for the number 1.
I'm A. I'd rather sleep early tonight, but I rather play video games.
You know, I think you'd better sleep early because you have to wake up in the morning.
You have to wake up. It's a good idea, but it's incomplete.
You have to wake up in the morning? So it's
Yeah, that's
incomplete?
incomplete. Yeah, it's incomplete because everybody wakes up in the morning if you don't die.
All right.
So that have to is not
Well,
accurate.
Who tells video games are not gonna kill you?
So that have to expression is incorrect with the simple form of wake up.
All right.
But maybe if you say wake up early, that would be an obligation.
All right.
Okay, you have to wake up early instead of in the morning.
Instead? No, not instead.
No.
You can say wake up early in the morning.
All right.
Wake up early in the morning. Okay. So number.
Now, perfect. Wait, no.
Oh,
thank you. Now,
sorry.
team number 1, begin with conversation number 2, please.
I gotta to make up my mind if I want to pass the exam. That's a hard decision to make. You might want to get a better job.
Sure, but that it doesn't coincide.
Okay.
One doesn't have a relationship with the other.
With the same.
And the pronunciation of I've got to, when you say I got to, that last ru, I got ru, is the preposition to. So you don't read the preposition to again. You don't say I got to. It's a simple I got to make up my mind.
Okay, I gotta make up
my mind.
My mind if I want to pass
the test. Pass the test. The exam. Okay. That's a hard decision to make. You might want to. Now it has to be related.
You might want to study hard.
Perfect. That fits. Thank you. Team number 2, please.
Okay. I got to make my mind if I want to go out with that girl. That's a hard decision to make. You might want to save more money.
Yes.
I think I understand. Guys, remember your teams, okay? So 1 and 1.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, so
okay.
yes.
It's okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Rocio and Cynthia, 1 and 1 too, okay?
Okay.
But team number 3, please. Conversation 2.
You start.
I've gotta make up my mind if I want to go to the party.
That's a hard decision to make. You might want to get a nice dress if you want to go to the party, or just nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Guys, what time is it? It's 4 minutes past.
9:04.
Do you want to finish or you want to continue tomorrow?
No, let's finish.
But I have to do something. Maybe can I?
We can continue tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
I sent
today.
I sent the homework.
The homework
on the WhatsApp group. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, you have to complete an activity page, and after you finish you complete all the activity, then there's more instructions on the second slide.
Also, I make some screenshots about a class. If you got them wise, let me know so I can send them through Word or send them on the group if you want.
Send them to the group,
Yes,
right?
please.
Nice, very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alberto.
All right, guys, how was the class?
Thank you.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yes, I
Yes,
enjoyed
a
it.
lot.
I think kind of confusing
So,
for
so
me.
did I.
A little confusing, but
All
that's
right.
okay.
I hope you're learning a little bit of new things.
Yes.
Yeah.
More expressions.
More expressions. Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure you make a lot of notes. Make sure you make as many notes as you can. And anything that is confusing, go ahead and look it up on the internet after the class, before the next class, complement, do some research. If you still have a question, ask the question on the WhatsApp group. I'll be happy to send you an answer or a guide or something. Make it count, because the later topics are a bit more complex. So
Yes.
you will need to have this a bit more mastered, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, guys, if you have a question, you can always text me on WhatsApp. I can help.
Very good. Very good. Yes, ask each other
Okay.
out, okay? Help each other out. It will help tremendously.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Does anybody
Okay,
have any
thank you.
question?
No.
No.
Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great night. I will see you tomorrow.
Good night, you too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
See you. Thanks.
Bye, ladies.